8 o'clock. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. TV appearances for Donald Trump today as the Republican presidential nominee's town hall with women airs, and he holds another with Hispanics, hosted by Univision. CBS's Jake Rosen.
The Trump campaign feels really good about where they stand with Latino voters, only needing to peel back some in states like Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin.
CBS's Nydia Cavazos tells us Kamala Harris hits Pennsylvania, showing off some Republicans who back her.
The focus here is to not only ensure that her base is going to turn out and vote and have strengthened this voter turnout, but also ensure that they're making inroads with Republicans or moderate Republicans.
The judge has sidelined the Republican move in Georgia to have all ballots hand counted in that key state after all the votes.
It's not that there's an issue in terms of the rationale potentially behind doing this, but there's just not enough time to get it done.
The Biden administration's warning Israel it must allow more aid into Gaza in the next 30 days, and the U.S. could suspend military support. The administration says last month Israel slowed or stopped nearly 90% of aid across Gaza. Avril Benoit is with Doctors Without Borders, which has teams on the ground there.
The hospitals are overwhelmed and they do lack supplies. Not only are we having difficulty bringing the supplies into Gaza, there are enormous restrictions placed on that. The trickle of trucks not nearly enough, and that's been the case from the beginning, but it's even worse now since the Rafah crossing was closed.
Speaking to Ukraine's parliament, President Zelensky today that if his victory plan were implemented now, it could be possible to end the war with Russia no later than next year. Well, there's a new record speed for an American brand car. Affiliate WWJ in Detroit.
Corvette ZR1 with a 1,000 horsepower engine is meant for the track. It'll likely cost around $200,000. But GM says that 233 mile per hour speed is the stuff of $1 million race cars.
A new venture in familiar surroundings for one of pro football's all-time greats. NFL owners have approved 7-time Super Bowl winning quarterback Tom Brady's minority stake in the Las Vegas Raiders. It's complicated because that new team owner is also a highly paid TV color commentator on Fox NFL games. CBS's Nate Burleson.
He can announce Raiders games, but the NFL has taken steps to limit his access around the league. He will not have access to team facilities, players, or coaches. He also cannot criticize officials and other teams on game broadcasts.
Wall Street, the Dow is up 200 points. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for great pay and benefits? Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today.
From the downtown LA Law Group Injury Help Studios.
This is LA's Morning News.
On KNX News, 97.1 FM.
Good morning, 8:03. I'm Mike Simpson.
And I'm Vicki Moore. More than a dozen members of the Menendez family will gather this afternoon in downtown Los Angeles to plead for the release of Lyle and Eric Menendez. Emily Valdez has a preview.
The brothers have spent more than 3 decades in prison for the 1989 shooting deaths of their parents, Kitty and Jose Menendez. Family members want the brothers resentenced and released in light of more evidence coming out supporting the brothers' claims they suffered severe child sexual abuse at the hands of their father.
Kitty's sister, Joan Vandermolen, who, by the way, turns 93 next month, she will be there, and there will be a number of relatives, cousins of the brothers from all over the country.
Robert Rand is a journalist. He also produced the documentary Menendez and Menudo, Boys Betrayed on Peacock.
And also Rosie O'Donnell is going to be there, and is going to be one of the speakers, along with Mark Airbush. They're one of their attorneys.
DA George Gascon said his office is reviewing the case. I'm Emily Valdez, KNX News, 97.1 FM.
LA County District Attorney George Gascon says the upcoming election did not play a factor in the timing of his review. He told our Countdown 2024 program earlier this month that his office has been working on the case for a while.
We have tried to handle this sometime to October, November this year, and that has been the case for months. These are complex cases that require a lot of the investigation, especially this is a case that is 35 years old plus.
News conference set for 1 o'clock this afternoon. A hearing on the case is set for next month. 8:05, we've had big problems out in the Santa Monica area this morning.
Susan Jessup, Downey Hyundai Traffic Center.
Yeah, this started on a brush fire on the freeway. It started on the eastbound at Lincoln Boulevard, both directions.
of the 10 closed between the McClure Tunnel and 20th Street. They're also closing that 4th on-ramp to the westbound side of the 10. So, and including this closure, Lincoln Boulevard, northbound and southbound, a main artery, a main thoroughfare in Santa Monica, Lincoln Boulevard, both directions, closed right at Olympic. So with traffic, what's really affecting you, southbound side of PCH, folks, you're backed up, slammed, almost from Sunset Boulevard, even Civic Palisades, as you make your way into the McClure Tunnel. You cannot get access to the McClure Tunnel on the southbound side of PCH to the eastbound 10. That is closed. You're going to be taken off at Akita Way. That gets you to Ocean. I highly suggest you make a right on Ocean. Avoid Olympic. That's closed. Take it to Pico. Take Pico to Cloverfield. Get back onto the 10 freeway through there. But it's gonna save you some time. But if you're stuck at there for a while, we also have a problem on the 10 Crenshaw. 2-car collision clearing over to the right shoulder.
If you're seeing some activity, helicopters and emergency vehicles out in the Northridge area this morning, it's because a person has been hit and killed by a train. This is on West Chase Street, which isn't too far from White Oak and Roscoe, so that's what's happening there. The investigation underway. LA City Attorney's Office said it does not plan to file criminal charges against 2 people who were investigated in the illegal recording of a racist conversation that rocked City Hall in 2022. Recording captured crude, racist comments during a private meeting in which 4 Latino Democrats plotted to expand their political power at the expense of black voters. The scandal prompted then City Council President Nury Martinez to resign. She's heard on recording talking about then Councilman Mike Bonin's son. Made some derogatory comments in Spanish. Members were turned down. He stayed in until that time. Kevin De Leon still on the council, and he is up for re-election next month.
How much Dodger blue do you see on the offices last few days and last couple of weeks? So we're getting ready for Dodgers and Mets. It's Game 3 is in New York again, and National League Championship Series Games 3, 4, and 5 in New York. John Baird live in downtown LA.
The Mets are tough, and even after LA blasted them 9-0 in Game 1, New York came right back in Game 2 with the leadoff homer to start things off, and that grand slam and the heat, that just stunned the Dodger fan. At that point, did you think it was kind of over? A little bit, but what do you think about New York? She hopes LA does well back east. Now, there has been some talk about Ohtani kind of tapering off and needing to ramp things up. Dodgers manager Dave Roberts says Ohtani can hit anyone, though he has faced some tough pitching in the postseason.
But he's still got to be kind of stubborn in his zone, and I do feel that he's got to get back to the big part of the field, and if he can do that, it should bode very well for all of us.
Unless one team sweeps the 3 games in New York, there will be at least one more game in Los Angeles on Sunday, and if necessary, Game 7 on Monday to decide whether the Dodgers or the Mets go to the World Series.
There have been 2 more cases of dengue fever confirmed in LA County. Actually, it's just dengue. Health officials say they were locally acquired in the Baldwin Park area. And the 2 cases add to 3 others in the same area announced earlier this year. Dengue mosquito-borne, and some people don't even show symptoms, so that can make it difficult to detect. Vector control teams, those are the bug people, will be doing outreach and testing for those living and working in the area.
Remote until next week after on the satellite campus. Pete Demetrio says the suspect in the case killed himself before police could arrest him.
The hunt for the suspect who allegedly shot a woman who was a custodial operations manager at Santa Monica College went on for 18 hours before he was found and surrounded by officers from 3 agencies, including the Santa Monica Police. The suspect's car was pinned in by police cars and armored SWAT vehicles near the intersection of Aviation Boulevard and El Segundo Boulevard, just inside the Hawthorne city limits. But before officers could arrest him, Santa Monica police officials confirmed he apparently took his own life with a weapon he had in the car. It's not known if it was the same gun used in the shooting last night. The man has now been identified as Devon Durrell Dean, who has a criminal arrest record stretching back to 2011, but he's only been convicted of misdemeanors. Detectives are being tight-lipped about the motive for the shooting, and Santa Monica college officials have decided to only allow remote instruction and support until Sunday, out of respect for the feelings of the community. At Santa Monica Police Headquarters, I'm Pete Demetrio. 71 FM.
A 19-year-old accused His father, a well-known photojournalist near Mount Baldy, scheduled to make his initial court appearance in West Covina today. Paul Lowe was stabbed in the neck and died at the scene. After the attack, the son crashed his car and was arrested. Friends and family say they remember Lowe as a talented journalist and educator who covered big events like the fall of the Berlin Wall. No word on a motive for the stabbing.
It's 8:10.
We are one of the bluest of states, so do Republicans stand a chance here in California? Join Margaret Carrero and me, Charles Feldman, at 2:30 today for Countdown 2024 on KNX News 97.1 FM.
All right, let's talk about the team over at Advanced Hair Restoration, because they get it, really. They understand most of us end up losing our hair either a little bit or like a lot bit, and we want it back, so the guaranteed solution is Advanced Hair. Easy, one-day fix. I know them. I've talked about them for a long time, and I can tell you this is maybe not what you're picturing if you looked into this years back. This is the new stuff. It's not the old stuff. This is not like a phone tree, big medical facility place. This is personal service. I know the doctor who's going to do your procedure. He gives out his phone number, cell phone, everybody that gets the treatment, and you can't find that at other places, right? You go to Advanced Hair. They get the results, and you can see them at advancedhair.com. Bald spots, thinning hair, receding hairline. During your consultation, they're going to kind of even show you where that hairline is going to be, where they're going to bring it back to for you, and your real hair starts to grow back the very next day after you do this. Guaranteed to grow. Advancedhair.com. You use my name as the promo code Mike. The offer right now, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. You got to use my name as a promo code, so it's Mike when you go to advancedhair.com and you book $250 off, 250 free hair grafts. Advancedhair.com. It's a one-day treatment. You get those life-changing results. And the guarantee, come on, guaranteed to grow. Advancedhair.com.
Breakthrough varicose vein solution is health insurances. Call today.
Don't you deserve health care you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare. With Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage Plan. Made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
I'm personal injury attorney Joseph S. Normand. You probably heard a lot of radio ads for lawyers, including mine, but you might still wonder, what does a personal injury attorney even do, and why would I need one? I help people who are injured by someone else's negligence. So when should you call a PI attorney? Anytime you're in an accident that's not your fault. If you're Joseph S. Normand, 213-747-2000, 213-747-2000, 213-747-2000.
Natural disasters happen every year. Fires, hurricanes, tornadoes. And with that, your most important moments recorded on VHS, camcorder tapes, and 8mm could all be gone in an instant. Cherish moments like your wedding, baby's first steps, family trips to Yellowstone. Lost. Enter Legacy Box. Digitizing your old media with Legacy Box protects your irreplaceable memories from the threat of natural disaster by digitally preserving them onto thumb drive, DVD, or the cloud, so they're safe forever. Legacy Box is the safest and easiest way to preserve your past, which is why it's been trusted by over 1 million families. Send Legacy Box your home movies, photos, and film. Their team of trained professionals will do the rest right here in the U.S. For a limited time, Legacy Box is offering radio listeners an 50% off. Go to legacybox.com/value and save 50% when you digitize your memories. That's legacybox.com/value.
You're in hot water, mister. What'd I do? I told you months ago our utility bills were getting higher because of that old outdated tank water heater.
Maybe it's time we finally switch to a Navien tankless. Learn about Navien's high-efficiency tankless water heaters, endless hot water, all while helping you save on your energy costs.
Hey, look at this. Our utility bill is lower since we got the Navien tankless water heater.
Who's in hot water now?
We are, all the time.
Learn more at tanklessmadesimple.com.
Good morning, I'm Mike Simpson.
And I'm Vicki Moore. Coming up on KNX News 97.1 FM, some video game workers are going to be picketing again this morning. We'll tell you where.
We got an art contest. You can design a poster that's going to be seen by a lot of people. Brought to you by Keys Toyota on Van.
Wow, okay, Pacific Coast Highway absolutely slammed. And I'm talking from before Sunset Boulevard and building towards Topanga Canyon as you make your way to the McClure Tunnel, where the southbound PCH, it's closed. It's closed to the McClure Tunnel because we have a fire that was burning right at Lincoln Boulevard. So right now, the 10 freeway closed between the McClure Tunnel and 20th Street. Included in this closure, Lincoln Boulevard, northbound and southbound, completely shut down at Olympic. Of course, this is just causing mayhem on the west side because you're getting diverted to Malo de Quito up to Ocean Avenue. Now make a right on Ocean. Don't get onto Olympic. You're not going to be able to get through there. You can get onto Pico, which is pretty loaded up. You can take that to Cloverfield and get around it. But a lot of folks are jumping off and getting on Sunset Boulevard, and it is absolutely bumper to bumper as you make your way through Pacific Palisades. Sabina has a look at your ride on the 91 through Bell for the Better Dealers Instant Eye View.
Eastbound 91 right at the 605. It's the far left lane blocked off. They're waiting for tow trucks, a really heavy backup from the 710. Instant route change brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. That would be Alondra or Artesia Boulevard instead.
Looks like we have a slow ride as well. Southbound side of the 605 at Del Amo, a 3-car collision taking up lanes and a new problem on the westbound 60 at Paramount in the left lane. Catch a great deal this month at Keys Toyota on Van Nuys. Take your pick of over 270 new Toyotas. Great inventory, great prices, great people. Your source for great Toyota dealers for over 60 years. Keys Toyota on Van Nuys. SoCal's only reliable traffic reports every 10 minutes on the 5s for Downey Hyundai 24-hour traffic center.
The cooling trend continues through tomorrow for a lot of our area, and that means that marine layer also will continue to deepen, and that could squeeze out a little bit more of the patchy drizzle for the next couple of days. But most likely we'll probably see that chance of showers. A low-pressure system from the north slides to the east of Southern California, what we call an inside slider. So highs today will be in the upper 60s for the beaches, 70s for LA and Orange County, 78 for the valleys, 80s for the Inland Empire, mid-80s for the high deserts, low 70s for the mountains. And that's your next weather forecast. I'm KCAL News meteorologist Amber Lee for KNX News 97.1 FM.
Unionized video game workers may have gone back to the bargaining table, but they're still on strike, and they're going to be picketing in Burbank later this morning. 9 o'clock outside WB. That's at Warner and South Avon. SAG-AFTRA announced yesterday that some of the major companies, including Activision and Electronic Arts, were returning to the table first time since the voice actors and others walked out in July.
Some of the city workers in L.A. again pushing to get paid more by the time the Olympics are here, 2028. Here's Craig Fickner.
Shortly after becoming L.A.'s brand new council president, council member Marquise Harris Dawson revived what had been a disbanded committee on economic development and jobs. And they meet for the first time today. The only item on the agenda, this is called Olympic minimum wage, of a wage increase of $25 an hour immediately, a wage that would increase to at least $30 an hour, probably more by the time the LA 2028 Olympic Games are here. There are several labor unions pushing for this, but in the background there's the question of whether or not Los Angeles can afford it. Hospitality workers would benefit from it, along with a lot of employees at LAX. At LA City Hall, I'm Craig Fickner, KNX News 97.1 FM.
Long Beach is joining the ranks of other police departments that don't always respond to non-injury car crashes. They say they just don't have the staff to do it. According to the Long Beach Press-Telegram, the department says they made the change this month to strengthen how they allocate the resources and prioritize emergency calls for service. The Long Beach Police Department has a 19% vacancy rate right now, so if you're involved in a non-injury crash, you can report it yourself to the department online.
Group of people who live in a Marina Del Rey apartment complex suing the property gross negligence and failing to spring. They say the suspect acted erratically several months before he opened fire from on top of the building's roof. Westside Current says he wanted people to be in the apartments. A drug dealer, he wanted to kill the residents. He said he wanted to cook them. They say he brandished weapons, stalked people, showed signs of drug-induced psychosis. Suspect eventually accused of firing for 100 rounds over 4 hours from the roof back in April. He's in jail with no bail.
A couple that owns 2 Papa John's in Santa Clarita say they've been hit by robbers 3 times in a week. Brian Kawasaki talked to KCAL News.
At the end of the day, we're not a big corporation. We're a couple that decided to put our life savings into buying a couple stores and just trying to survive like everybody else in the restaurant business.
He says the robbers smashed the last door of their store on Seco Canyon, ransacked the place, and took off with a small safe. Same store was hit a few days later when it was still boarded up from the first time, and then the thieves hit the other store on Lyons Avenue. Investigators say they think the same people were involved. Kawasaki says the robbers caused thousands of damage, but they got away with just a few $100. 820.
Sticking your money, we got Tom Busby.
Well, a week after Tesla showed the world its humanoid Optimus robots for the first time, Toyota now teaming up with robotics firm Boston Dynamics, owned by the automaker Hyundai, to make their own artificial intelligence-powered humanoid robots. The eye there toward commercial use, so they may be taking our jobs. More strong bank earnings this morning, this time for Morgan Stanley. It's also predicting a jump in profit for the current quarter. Shares of Morgan Stanley right now up nearly 8%. That's giving the Dow a pretty good lift today. Right now, the Dow's up 196 points, almost 0.5% higher. Nasdaq's up 3, S&P is up 9. Oil down another 1%. It's below $70 a barrel, but traders keeping an eye on any possible ramping up of tensions in the Middle East. And something new from Amazon, releasing a new lineup of Kindle e-readers today, including the first ever Kindle that shows colors. Color TV came around. I'm Bloomberg's Tom Busby with the barrister off the Suites Money Desk, KNX News, 97.1 FM.
The LA District Attorney debate.
He's an opportunist. I am an optimist. There he goes again. George Gaslight Gascon.
Watch and listen before you vote.
Mr. Gascon doesn't know what I'm talking about because he's never done that. He's either lying or he doesn't understand the job.
Watch and listen on demand at knxnews.com.
Hey, it's Susie Jessup. Are you ready to take control of your weight and your health? West Medical is your expert full-spectrum weight loss clinic that can help you reach your goals. If you want to lose 10 pounds or 100 pounds, they've got you covered. You want to lose up to 50 pounds? West Medical offers the latest in customized weight loss injectables. But if you need to lose 50 to 100 pounds, they offer the most advanced weight loss procedures, including minimally invasive gastric sleeve. For over a decade, West Medical has helped thousands of people for goals. No matter what your target is, they'll help you find the best solution. They work with most PPO health insurances like Aetna, Anthem Blue Cross, United Healthcare, Cigna, and many more. Call 1-800-WEST-MED to schedule your free consultation and see how they can help you achieve real, sustainable weight loss. Call 1-800-561-9000 or visit westmedical.com today.
If your homeowner's insurance doesn't want to pay you enough to fix your home after water damage, you should call public adjuster Avner Gatt. Avner and his team will negotiate with your homeowner's insurance for the best settlement. Call Avner Gatt, 818-917-5256, avnergatt.com. There's a contest kicking off today to design the official poster for the World Cup in LA 2 years from now. Here's Karen Adams.
You have to be an LA County resident, 18 or older to enter.
The winner will be chosen in February, will receive $20,000. The semifinalists, $500,000, and the next 12 will each get $500.
The LA World Cup host committee's Catherine Schlossman says it's your time to shine, and one of the rules, you can't use AI.
Something we wouldn't have thought about 5 years ago, but we did have to think about this time. And it's really more for artists, emerging artists. It's a great opportunity for somebody to design something inspirational that we're going to showcase.
The LA World Cup 2026 poster contest runs through November 17th. I'm Karen Adams, KNX News, 97.1 FM.
LA Fire looking for some new recruits. LAFD looking for applicants for members of the Wildland Hand Crews. The firefighters play that critical role in getting containment of the wildfires. You can view the applications online. Pay range listed from $46,000 to $68,000. Just over a week to go and send those applications in.
Previously unreleased demo tapes from a rock icon have come to light and are up for sale.
64 years after his death, a cache of never-before-heard master are among the items up for auction here next month. The collection's being sold by a woman who worked for Hendrix's manager. He died in debt in 1973. She rescued what the debt collectors left behind after raiding his office, including more than 50 rare tapes of Hendrix and other 60s greats. But whoever buys the tapes would need the permission of the Hendrix estate to actually broadcast them. Vicky Barker, CBS News, London.
Be on the lookout for this old Corvette 1958 two-door silver blue Corvette. Disappeared from an underground parking structure near Olympic and Bundy in West LA. It was like a month ago, but we're just learning about it now. They say it was unlocked. A guy carrying a skateboard just got in, drove away. It's got Rhode Island license plates. If you see it, call the cops.
825.
Brought to you by Star Ford Lincoln. Here's Susie Jessup.
Well, I feel really bad for these people stuck on the southbound side of Pacific Coast Highway. You know what? There's really no way around it because a lot of people go through the Palisades and then it starts getting really jammed up on Sunset Boulevard. And what's happening southbound PCH is heavy and slow building. It is slow now from before Topanga Canyon. And I'm telling you, slam all the way to the McClure Tunnel where they're sort of inching you off on Mumatakito Way. And then Lincoln Boulevard, northbound and southbound, that is completely shut down at Olympic. So you cannot access that. And also your 4th Street on-ramp to get onto the westbound side of the 10, to get onto the northbound PCH, that is closed as well. And again, a lot of people jumping off at Sunset Boulevard as you make your way through the Palisades. A lot of people on Tabasco Canyon. Surface Street's absolutely jammed. And speaking of a heavy and slow ride, 91 through Anaheim Hills, Savita's got the T at the Southern California Toyota dealers, Instant iView.
Yeah, it's the westbound side of the 91 that's really bunching up from before the 71 that was stuck there out of lanes. And this 91 is a 605 finally on the right shoulder. Thanks, William, for the call. Backup starts at the 710.
Lisa new Ford Mach-E Select 365 per month plus tax. New Mach-E now comes with a complimentary home pro charger and installation included. 36-month lease, 22,500 miles and 20 cents extra per mile. 4,995 due at signing plus a 6,500 RCL customer cash for a total due at signing 11,495 all in stock with MSRP of 42,390. Offer ends October 31st. SoCal's only reliable traffic report every 10 minutes on the 5 Smith Downey Hyundai 24-hour traffic center.
Keeping it like this for the next couple of days, below average, 60s, lots of 70s, beaches to valleys, some potential for drizzle this morning. We're going to get to a little more of a chance for tomorrow morning. Got the thicker marine layer for Friday. We are going to go up a few degrees, and then we'll go up a couple more for the weekend, so bringing back some of those 80s, a little warmer, colder.
Dodgers in New York done against the Mets. More from our John. Minutes from now, it's 8:27.
Today's the day for a new Tacoma or Tundra. New Prius or a new RAV4. Today is the day for a great deal on Toyota's most popular models. New efficient cars, powerful trucks, versatile SUVs. Check out the latest Dodgers at Toyota.com. Then see your Toyota dealer today. You make it. Toyota. Let's go places.
Toyota.com is Toyota Central for all things Toyota. At Toyota.com, you can get product information, compare models, check out all the latest offers, find a dealer, search our inventory, set up a test drive. You can even build your Toyota the way you want. The road to a great deal on a new Toyota starts at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
LA County deputies put their lives on the line for us.
We were assigned to do a patrol check of the Compton train station. All of a sudden, we just heard gunshots. My vision went black for a couple of seconds. I remember my partner telling me, I got shot. His face is all covered in blood. I had been shot in the face, in the mouth, and I couldn't talk. Putting on the tourniquet on my partner's arm, I noticed both of my hands had been shot too. And we get to the hospital, we're holding on to each other, telling them, like, we're safe now, we're okay, no one's gonna hurt us anymore.
The shooter was arrested and convicted. Both deputies recovered.
When this happened to us, we saw a tremendous amount of support from the community. Knowing that we weren't alone makes me want to continue doing this job.
Call your supervisor at 213-974-1411. Tell them to invest in at ALADS.org. Paid for by the Association for Los Angeles Deputy Sheriffs.
Buying or selling a home is a big deal. Literally, it's one of the largest financial transactions you're likely to make. So work with someone who will work with your best interests in mind. Someone who agrees to operate with transparency, honesty, and fairness every step of the way. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors and are bound by a strict code of ethics that requires your interests of their own. Because that's who we are. Make sure your agent is a Realtor.
Tired of ads interrupting your favorite news podcast? Good news. Free listening on Amazon Music is included with your Prime membership. Stay up to date on everything newsworthy with podcasts like The Daily Catch-Up, the latest episode. That'll see you.
Good morning.
Was there. He says LA fans want to see the Dodgers close it out back east.
Oh, yes, they do. LA fans wanted them game to go back to New York up 2-0. And after game one, they were pretty stoked. You love the enthusiasm, but it sure wilted in the heat the next day in game two in that 7-3 loss to the Mets, although Mets fans were loving it.
And it's a series. You know, the Dodgers are a great team, but hopefully the next game.
We'll find out soon enough. The next 3 games in the Big Apple. Game 3 starts today at 5:08. If either of the teams even comes off with 1 win, then we will have a Game 6 here in Los Angeles on Sunday night.
All right, John, thanks. How much do you think it would cost to take every person who's living on the streets of LA and actually move them inside? They say maybe $22 billion. It's $1 billion higher than the previous number being floated around City Hall. LA Times has this. There's a report from the housing department lays out a 10-year plan that says maybe we could get to functional zero by even 2032, meaning anybody who needed a bed could have access to one pretty quickly. Of course, nowhere near that amount has been budgeted. We're about a third of that right now. The Times is saying the mayor's got a few different options. You either drastically ramp up somehow, find all that money, you change course to programs that aren't as expensive, or they say keep on muddling through in the hopes that some larger economic or real estate changes end up helping them somehow.
Efforts are ramping up to spring Lyle and Eric Menendez from prison. A big news conference after.
Eric and Lyle Menendez, now in their 50s, are serving life for the murders of their parents, Jose and Kitty Menendez, back in 1989. During the trial where they were convicted of first-degree murder, the judge didn't allow any evidence supporting their claim they were sexually abused horrifically at the hands of their father, Jose.
I don't blame the second trial jury for anything, because they heard a completely different set of evidence than the first trial juries.
Robert Brandt has been covering the Menendez case since 1989. He's the person that uncovered the new evidence in his Peacock documentary, Menendez and Menudo, Boys Betrayed. He'll be there today.
Kitty's sister, Joan Vanderbilt, turns 93 this month. And she told us in the Menendez Menudo documentary, she had one wish, that she wanted to see Eric and Lyle set free before she dies.
There will be about a dozen Menendez family members total.
I'm sure their message is let Eric and Lyle.
George Gascon says his office is reviewing the sentencing and conviction.
DA George Gascon told our Countdown 2024 program earlier this month the documentaries about the case prompted a flood of inquiries to his office.
This is a complicated case, and I'm evaluating both petitions. And we have people in my office that are supporting it, some people that are not. I will make a final decision, and I hope to make that decision shortly.
Again, the news conference set for 1 o'clock this afternoon.
Some more details about violence surfacing against John Diddy Combs. Document obtained by the LA Times from the county DA's office claims Combs was so angry about the way his son was disciplined by a UCLA football coach back in 2015. He went to the coach's office, fought him, choked an intern, put another member of the coaching staff in a headlock. That's what they're alleging. Combs was arrested on suspicion of felony assault with a deadly weapon, making criminal threats, battery. Not charged, though. Claimed his son was bullied by the coach. Mark Garrigo, for his arrest, telling the Times didn't rise to the level of criminal prosecution. Combs says the 6 new lawsuits were filed against Combs Monday, accusing him of rape and sexual assault. He's still in Brooklyn jail, waiting for the sex trafficking trial next year.
The Great Shakeout is set for tomorrow. California's earthquake preparedness drill. Pete Demetrio reports the state is expanding the program to help vulnerable homes from quake damage.
Called ESS, or Earthquake Soft Story Grants, Janelle Maffei, Chief Mitigation Officer with the California Earthquake Authority, explains the type of homes that qualify under the program.
You have a garage with living space over it, 1 story of living space, living room, bedrooms. And unfortunately, if it was constructed before the year 2000, the building codes really didn't provide the protections that we provide today in new construction. And these homes have a tendency to rack, and frankly, that area can even collapse.
The amount of the grants range up to $13,000 to allow for retrofitting by qualified contractors and would apply to homes in 2 areas throughout the state if your home is registered with the ESS program. Officials are urging people to act quickly because there are limited funds available to be granted to qualifying homeowners. Pete Demetrio, KNX News, 97.1 FM.
You can learn more about the ESS program by following the link that you can find on our website, knxnews.com. 8:35.
Susie Jessup, Downtown Traffic Center.
Well, things got a little bit worse for our West Side commuters. I have to tell you, they've just extended this SIG alert on the eastbound side of the 10 in Santa Monica for 2 more hours. So it's going to be closed Basically, the 10 freeway eastbound is going to be closed from the McClure Tunnel to 20th for 2 more hours. Included in this closure, Lincoln Boulevard, a main thoroughfare, a main artery through Santa Monica, Lincoln northbound and southbound, closed right at Olympic. I'm telling you, folks, you are jam-packed to Topanga. Southbound side of PCH, jam from Topanga because they're going to, which is just right by the pier, and it just takes you up to Ocean Avenue. Now, keep it in mind, Lincoln Boulevard is closed at Olympic, so Ocean Park, a lot of people are taking Ocean Avenue to Ocean Park, maybe even Rose Avenue, but I would take it to basically Pico and try and get back onto Clearfield for the 10. I'm telling you, it's a mess through Pacific Palisades on Sunset Boulevard on Temescal. This wreaks havoc on all roads in the west side, Pacific Palisades, Santa Monica, and Brentwood. It's going to be a real challenge for the next 2 hours.
Former President Donald Trump taking part in a town hall featuring women voters in Georgia that's airing on Fox News now. He was asked about how he would fix the economy.
We have tremendous wealth in this country, but it's under our feet. It's called liquid gold, and we're going to bring down your energy costs, and with that, everything's going to follow. We're also going to make it possible for companies to come into our country again.
For an interview with Bret Baier that will air on Fox News this evening, she tries to reach across the aisle to the Republican voters who are undecided or who won't vote for the former president. We talked to CBS News political director Finn Gomez this morning, and he told us both campaigns are working to get through to those Americans who regularly don't vote.
They're both also going on new media platforms, specifically with audio journalism, podcasts that have a wider reach to low propensity voters, which that means voters who don't always show up at the poll, but who might be supportive of those respective campaigns.
He also talked about a key ruling from a judge in the battleground state of Georgia that blocked the votes from being counted by hand.
He ruled that this measure that would require hand counting in this year's election was too much and too late, and expressed concern that this 11th of 1/2 hour implementation of the hand count rule would lessen the confidence of voters in Georgia.
Early voting is said to be a record start.
The well has run dry for some of the relief money for the storms.
In the wake of Hurricanes Helene and Milton, the Small Business Administration has run out of money for its disaster assistance loans. Congress would have to approve more funding, and as of now will not convene until after the election. The SBA is pausing new loan offers, but the program administrator says people should keep submitting applications. But 50,000 of them have come in for the 2 recent storms. The SBA has made 700 offers totaling $48 million. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
SpaceX is suing the California Coastal Commission for blocking the company from increasing the number of rocket launches from Vandenberg. The lawsuit accuses the commission of political bias. It says the agency overstepped its authority because it clashes with Elon Musk's political views. In a public meeting, a commissioner accused Musk of, quote, spewing and tweeting political falsehoods. The chair said that Musk, quote, injected himself into the presidential race. The commission said space launches require state permits. SpaceX argues this is unconstitutional overreach. Last week, the commission denied a request to increase the number of annual Falcon 9 rocket launches from 36 to 50.
Michael Bloomberg, you know him. He's got this mayor's challenge, and he wants more innovation, more ideas from different cities around the world, and he's announced the biggest one ever.
The expanded initiative provides 50 cities with $50,000 and an invitation to Ideas Camp so the city leaders can hone and test their ideas. The 25 cities with the best ideas will then receive $1 million and the technical support needed to enact them. The most successful of those ideas may go into the new Bloomberg Cities Ideas Exchange program. Phoenix's Mobile Career Units program, which travels to areas where people have challenges with transportation, is an example of a previous award winner. I'm Julie Walker.
The Biden administration is ordering Israel to stop blocking humanitarian aid into Gaza or face consequences.
Israel slowed or stopped nearly all movements of desperately needed humanitarian aid across Gaza last month, said that letter from Washington, after more than a year of Israeli strikes. This airstrike at Al-Aqsa Hospital, which set on fire a tent camp full of displaced Gazans, killing at least 4, now condemned as horrifying by the White White House.
That is CBS News reporter Raimi Inocencio.
UC San Diego, first big public college to require undergrad students take a course in climate change, no matter their major. They're going to start it up in 2028.
UCSD Professor Catherine Barbeau.
There's a lot of misinformation out there on climate change science.
Anthony is a chemical engineering major.
As an individual, to learn enough so you can construct your own way of thinking.
Angela Gushigan is a senior.
I would say, yeah, it's okay, but if you somebody in another major, maybe it's not as applicable to you.
Students can choose among such classes as planetary health, politics and natural disasters, and energy economics. Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
841.
Termites have been swarming. Have you seen them out there, or maybe seen their little, bodies or wings on the ground? It's Vicki Moore. And termites, yeah, they seem to catch people by surprise when they swarm, because you don't see them that much until they're swarming, and then there they are, these big ant-looking things with wings stumbling around. They are destructive. You don't want them. And that's why I want you to call Pacific Coast Termite. When you call Pacific Coast Termite, they're going to come to your home or business. They will do a free and very thorough inspection. They're going to tell you what's really going on at your place and what the best course of treatment is. If you let things go, the damage, it can get so expensive to repair. So don't wait. With Pacific Coast Termite, there is no poisonous gas.
Oh, no, she's losing it.
Hold on a second.
There's no poisonous gas, and there's no big tent over here. The thieves, if someone could come in there, and also it looks really bad.
You've heard me do this before. Anyhow, they're great. I did use them at my home. They use orange oil and Altracet. It's Pacific Coast Termite. Let me say that again. It's Pacific Coast Termite. I took a drink of tea. So give them a call, 800-PACIFIC. That's 800-PACIFIC. If you go with Pacific Coast Termite, you're going to get 10% off and that sweet 2-year warranty. It's PacificCoastTermite.com. PacificCoastTermite.com. Some restrictions apply.
Right now, Timmons Subaru has an amazing selection of all models with finance rates as low as 0%. Get your great deal today at Timmons Subaru. Timmons of Long Beach. TimmonsSubaru.com. Come on in to Total Wine and More. Prices just as low as a club store. Spirits, wine, beer, and no membership needed. With savings so big, no club store can beat it. From mixing cocktails, a friendly get-together, Total Wine has everything you need and more. With the lowest prices and best selection for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Hey, pet parents. With Progressive's collision coverage, you get extra protection for your cat or dog. Because there's nothing worse than seeing your pet hurt. Like when you see their face after accidentally stepping on their tail, and you say, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Pickles." But as you kiss his nose and rub his little belly welly, you know Mr. Pickles is thinking, "You betrayed me." Anywho, Progressive pays up to $1,000 in vet bills if your pet is injured in an auto accident. Learn more at Progressive.com and watch where you step. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Collision coverage subject to policy terms. Not available in all states.
If you have COPD, here are some reasons to go see your pulmonologist again. 1, those flare-ups you keep having, they have the chance to cause permanent lung damage. 2, we now know a certain type of inflammation can cause flare-ups for some people. And 3,
when can I see Grandma?
Need more reasons? Visit www.livewithcopd.com.
At Southern California Edison, we're building toward a safer future. By installing electrical wires with protective coating, we're helping reduce the risk of wildfires and potential power outages. Coated wires are an important tool in reducing the threat of ignition from blown debris and fallen tree branches. It's all part of our ongoing efforts to strengthen the grid and keep our communities safe. Learn more about the progress we're making to mitigate wildfire risk at SCE.com/ahead.
Transform your home with Fitzauer's exterior coatings. No fading, chipping, or peeling guaranteed for life. Call 800-844-1070 for eco-friendly rebates and 10% off. 800-844-1070. Good morning. I'm Mike Simpson.
And I'm Vicki Moore. Coming up on KNX News 97.1 FM. It was a nut that did me in. I just want to point that out. We're going to talk about peanut allergies coming up, something new.
Going to talk about the Northern Lights because they've been showing up, way farther south than they're supposed to, and that might continue for a little bit. 8:45, traffic brought to you by Yamava Resort and Casino San Manuel. Susie Jessup.
Well, southbound side of PCH, that is jammed from Topanga Canyon all the way into Santa Monica to the McClure Tunnel. Also affecting your ride, southbound side of Topanga, getting onto the southbound side of Pacific Coast Highway, and that has to do with a signaler that has been extended 2 more hours. We're thinking maybe 10:30 they're going to open up the lanes on the eastbound side of the 10 from the McClure Tunnel. That's where it's closed to 20th Street. Now, they're saying they're opening up lanes on the westbound side of the 10, and I did see some cars going through there. But what CHP is doing, they're blocking the McClure Tunnel for that southbound side of PCH, and they're taking you off at Mumat Aikido. Now, your instant route change brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. You know, Sunset Boulevard is not a good option. I'm telling you right now, that's a really rough ride. I'm seeing a lot of San Vicente as well, but if you are stuck in this and you get off at Ocean Avenue and you make a right, don't get onto Olympic, because Lincoln Boulevard, northbound and southbound, is closed at Olympic. Get off at Pico. Make a left and take Pico to Cloverfield. Make the left on Cloverfield, and that'll get you back onto the 10 eastbound. So has a look at your ride through Orange County from the Southern California Toyota dealers. Instant eye view.
On the southbound 5, looks like through Buena Park. The car that looks like it's a 91 moved out of the way, still bunched up, and traffic up ahead busy as usual. Approaching the 22 on the southbound 5 through Santa Ana to the 55 into Tustin.
Stop and go John checked in, southbound 405 Carson, 3-car collision in the carpool lane. Singer-songwriter John Legend is coming to Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel on December 2nd. Sing along to John's greatest hits like All of Me, as well as the holiday classics. Get tickets now at the casino box office or YamavaTheater.com. Catch John Legend live December 2nd at Yamava Theater. Must be 21 to enter. SoCal's only reliable traffic reports every 10 minutes on the 5s from a Downey Hyundai 24-hour traffic center.
The marine layer is deepening as we head into the next couple of mornings, and it could squeeze out some patchy drizzle. But what we're really watching for is the chance of showers, most likely as we head into Thursday. So that means Thursday into Thursday night, we could see a little bit more of that moisture, 1/4 inch or less of rainfall from another system that drops to the east of Southern California, what we call an inside slider. And then as we head into this upcoming weekend, we finally start to warm up as that system leaves. And that's your next weather forecast. I'm KCAL News meteorologist Amber Lee for KNX News 97.1 FM.
Plane passengers with nut allergies, fear not.
Allergy experts say there's no evidence that nut allergens spread through an airplane's ventilation systems. A review published in Archives of Disease in Childhood challenges the belief that flying is risky for people with food allergies. The study found aircraft ventilation systems circulate air well enough that typically only detected allergens are at risk.
The study said, though, that people with nut allergies should ask to be allowed to board first so that they can clean their seats.
New research on the motorcycle helmet laws, how those save lives.
A new study released by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety suggests that some 20,000 motorcyclists who died in crashes since the mid-1970s would have survived if there had been stronger helmet laws in place. The nonprofit institute pushes for stricter state road safety laws and seeks to reduce the harm from motor vehicle crashes. The organization says that from 1976 to 2022, the lives of 22,058 motorcyclists could have been saved if every state had required all riders to wear helmets. Only 17 states and the District of Columbia have such laws in place. The group says looking at the most recent data, more than 6,000 motorcyclists were killed in both 2021 and 2022. Could have been cut by as much as 10 if more states enacted all-rider helmet laws. I'm Donna Warder.
The heart condition that led to Chargers coach Jim Harbaugh leaving the field Sunday has health experts reminding us of the importance of good heart health. Here's Chris Sealis.
Coach Harbaugh experienced an arrhythmia, or an irregular heartbeat. More specifically, he was dealing with an atrial flutter, which is when the abnormality causes the upper chamber of the heart to beat too quickly.
The most common symptom is feeling your heart racing. You're sitting around doing nothing, and all of a sudden you notice that you're feeling a little jittery, you're feeling your heart kind of palpitating, beating out of its chest. And, you know, you check a blood pressure cuff and you notice that your heart rate is well over 100, and you're really sitting around, you know, kind of minding about your business.
That's Dr. Nikhil Warrior, a vascular expert at Orange Coast Medical Center. Coach Harbaugh said he experienced a similar incident while coaching the San Francisco 49ers in 2012. I'm Chris C. News 97.1 FM.
8:50.
Big tech making bets on the nuclear power. Here's Tom Busby.
Oh, yeah, those tech companies, they need a ton of energy to run their data and cloud computing centers. That's why Amazon, along with billionaire Ken Griffin, now financially backing X Energy, the maker of small nuclear reactors, a growing technology. Just yesterday, Google said it's going to help build 7 small nuclear reactors with the firm Kairos Power, and Microsoft has invested in small reactors too. Wow. More strong bank earnings this morning, this time from Wall Street giant Morgan Stanley. Those shares right now up 7.5%. That's giving the Dow a big lift. Right now, those blue chip stocks up 200 points, about 0.5%. The Nasdaq, though, down 16. The S&P ahead by 6. The payroll firm ADP is buying Workforce Software for $1.2 billion. That's a maker of payroll management products. And you didn't ask for it, Mike. You may not want it, but the rappers Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg now selling what they're calling an gin called Still, G-I-N. Yeah. Now, you know, in July, they had a ready-to-drink cocktail, gin and juice. So now they're going a little
just
more...
Just a gin.
Yeah, just a gin. Oh, boy. I'm Bloomberg's Tom Busby from the Barrister Office Suites Money Desk. KNX News, 97.1 FM.
It's the gold standard for original reporting.
CNN's investigation is exposing price gouging at the Pentagon.
Reporting that matters to you.
One of the scams that are costing American citizens $10 billion a year.
Here's 60 Minutes, Sunday evenings at 7 on KNX News, 97.1 FM, presented by Deluxe Life Coach. Premium exterior paint for your home.
My name is Drew Robertson. I drive a Toyota Tacoma TRD off-road 4x4. I knew my truck was always going to be evolving to my needs for my travels. Ultimate dream is to do Alaska, the most northern point, and to drive all the way down to Patagonia, the most southern. It's called the Pan America Trail. That's my ultimate goal.
Today's the day. Complete lease or low APR on a new Tacoma 4x4. See all offers at Toyota.com. Then see your Toyota dealer today.
It's easy to buy or lease any new Toyota and easy to own one. Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care no-cost maintenance. You're covered for all normal factory scheduled service for 2 years or 25,000 miles. Whichever comes first. Performed by certified technicians using genuine Toyota parts. See your dealer for Toyota Care details and exclusions. Valid only in the continental U.S. and Alaska. Toyota, let's go.
We're back with That's Genius, meeting the minds behind mind-blowing inventions. With us again is Aaron from California Deluxe Windows. They offer hyper-cool home windows. Sounds genius! Aaron, enlighten us.
California Deluxe Windows Hyper Cool Home Windows provide up to 80% heat reduction. So, when it's hopelessly hot, your home stays hyper cool inside.
Clever wordplay. Hopelessly hot outside, hyper-cool inside.
We also custom fit every window and door to your home's exact measurements. Our installation technique is so precise, we do not break your stucco. Your house can be covered with potato chips. We wouldn't crack one.
Custom fit, no broken stucco, potato chips. Now that's genius!
Right now, get 30% off your entire order of hyper-cool windows and doors. Genius! Call 800-928-4100. That's 800-928-4100.
Space weather experts say you can expect to see more northern lights in unusual places. The sun continues to sizzle. Experts say the sun is currently at the maximum phase of its 11-year cycle, making solar surges and northern lights more frequent. They expect this high solar activity to last for at least another year, though they know likely solar activity will peak. Strong here have triggered shimmering auroras much farther south than usual. More opportunities to glimpse the light shows farther south are likely in the coming months.
20 years, Eater LA has been helping you find the best food in cities. LA readers have found the best wood-fired pizzas and barbecues and burgers and sushi neighborhoods in Santa Monica and Venice and across the valleys. Now, they've got an app, Eater app. All of the Eater restaurant maps are all in one place, so you can easily find the recommended restaurants or check out guides for what you are craving, and the Eater app is free.
Something wild has been captured in the suburbs of Chicago.
The caracal is something you'd likely see in Africa or Asia, not in Jan Hoffman-Rao's Chicago area yard. And the exotic cat
Jumped on my deck, actually looked at me through the window.
It took several days to catch the caracal in Hoffman Estates, Illinois.
We think it's somebody's pet because it doesn't hunt very well.
I think that it is somebody's illegal pet.
If that's the case, an owner could end up in jail along with a $1,500 fine. The caracal will now have a healthy and happy life at a sanctuary. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News, Chicago.
8:55.
Brought to you by OPO Law. Susie Jessup.
Well, our toughest commute right now is the southbound side of Pacific Coast Highway, jam-packed from now before Topanga Canyon as you make your way to the McClure Tunnel, here's what's happening. There was an earlier fire that was burning at Lincoln Boulevard. They put the fire out, but they closed Lincoln Boulevard, northbound and southbound in Santa Monica, right at Olympic. They also closed the 10 eastbound till 10:30 this morning at least between the McClure Tunnel and 20th Street, and that is really causing mayhem on your ride through the west side of town, through Pacific Palisades, Sunset Boulevard, forget about it, and you ride through Brentwood, heavy and slow, and especially through Santa Monica because they're taking traffic off. They're diverting you southbound PCH. Right when you hit that McClure Tunnel, you're going to be taking up Mumont Aikido, and that's going to take you to Ocean Avenue. Now, I would make a right on Ocean Pico, make a left on Pico, and get back on at Cloverfield. Olympic Boulevard is closed right at Lincoln. How does it look on the 60s? Sabina has all the info from the California Toyota dealers in St. IU.
Yeah, getting through Phillips Ranch, eastbound 60, leaving the 57 to the 71. Now, there was a crash.
Make your way to Sunset Boulevard. All is open and clear, but it's just a really heavy ride through that stretch. With full swing, it's go time for the team at OPO Law. If you've ever been hurt or injured in an accident, they've got you covered. Your family is their family. When you call, you know you made the right choice. This community's law firm, 888-OPO-WINS, OPOLaw.com. SoCal's only reliable traffic reports every 10 minutes on the 5s from a Downey Hyundai 24-hour traffic center.
60s and 70s today. The main layer as we get into Friday and the weekend. Tomorrow looks a lot like today, maybe even some drizzle in the morning.
It's 8:57.
Got a minute here to tell you about Wedgwood Homes. That's all we need, though, just a minute, because they make it so easy. If you want to sell a property, they are buying. They're doing all cash deals. And if you're going, I don't know, Mike, I got a lot of repairs to make. Can't sell this place right now. No, you definitely can. Wedgwood Homes. Turn the home to cash. No repairs, no cleanings, no showings, no hassle. If you're not interested in the traditional fix it and put it on the market and wait and see kind of thing, do this instead. Actively buying homes all around Southern California for cash. LA, Orange County, Riverside, San Bernardino, San Diego, yep, all over the place, and they've been doing this nearly 40 years now. You get a whole team there to hold you in and walk you through it. This is your timeline. They can close in as little as 3 days if you want, or longer if you want. They revitalize those homes that they buy. They've got a the best way to get that offer, though, no obligation, all cash offer. 800-781-9600. 800-781-9600. 800-781-9600.
Barrister Suites is SoCal's provider of individual office space, virtual business listings, and meeting rooms for over 30 years.
Hi, Michael with Firecastle Law Firm here. We have been tenants of Barrister Suites in Century City for over 22 years. Barrister's customer service is exceptional. They assist with anything and everything you need, and the location has incredible golf course views. I highly recommend Barrister Suites to anyone looking for a friendly and professional environment to grow their business.
Call 310-258-8088 or barrister-suites.com for more info.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key market, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take